So today we're going to be working on the boot drawing or painting, but first I wanted to teach a drawing technique on that to help us work with recreating our drawing a little bit better. So we'll start out with our reference photo. This is the painting we're going to work on, one that looks like this. And so, but I wanted to create a grid pattern on my reference photo, and then I'm going to create that same grid pattern on my painting board, painting paper, so that it'll make it easier to draw the boot onto that paper. So here's how we're going to set up our grid. It's called X plus diamond equals grid. And so we start out with an X by creating on our reference photo, putting the ruler on the corner of the paper, and then the opposite corner creating a diagonal. Now I'm going to use a Sharpie pen on this one. You can use a pencil or whatever else you're comfortable with. But this I want to make sure you could see the lines that we're drawing here on this one with our reference photo. Now on this I do have some black areas that are right in here that are kind of hard to see, so I'm going to put in a little bit of white so we can see that coming all the way through down and across. And so that's first part of the X. Then we go to the other side and we put the ruler into the corner, and then the opposite corner as well. Double check, make sure we're there. That looks good. Now we create this on our reference photo, and then we also create it on our drawing paper too. And so there's the first part of the X. Let's put this white stuff in here just so we can see that a little bit better. There we go. And so now we see we have a solid X on there. That's step number one, X. Then we do a plus sign. How you're going to do your plus sign is set your straight edge so that it's in the center of the X, and then look towards the bottom of the paper and set the ruler so that one of the lines that you see on the ruler that goes across horizontally is lined up with that bottom of the paper. And that way we know that this is a true vertical. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to draw in my plus sign, and then also a little bit of white in here will probably be helpful. And there's my vertical line. Let's flip this around this way. Let's do the same thing for the horizontal. I'm going to put the ruler, the straight edge, right in the center of the X, and then I'm going to look to the side here and put one of these magenta lines right so it's even with the side of the paper. That looks pretty good. And now we can pull that across there. Maybe a little bit of white in there like that. Okay, so now we have our plus. So we have our X, we have our plus sign. The next part is the diamond part. And so what we do on that is we're going to connect the ends of the plus sign together. And so let's do that. Set your straight edge on the top of the plus sign, and then one of the sides. Draw your line. Draw my white line. And then rotate. And then once again on one of the points of the plus sign, the other point of the plus sign, drawing it across this way like that. A little extra white so you can see it, like that. Rotate it around once again on the point of the plus sign, on the point of the plus sign. Now I'm drawing my lines from the inside of the paper. It's possible for you to draw them from the outside corner. That's fine too on those. Okay, final line for my X plus diamond on that. Right there, so on the corner point to the plus sign, draw that going across here like that, and then a little bit of white so we can see it through there. Alright, so now we have our X plus diamond grid. For this drawing, we're going to just set it up with this. Now if it's a more complicated drawing, or we find that we do need more grid points, you can take these, and now we have more X's. We had our big X to begin with, but now we actually have some smaller X's down here, and then we have them over here, and we have them here. So we could put plus signs in those, and then put diamonds on them, and have a tighter grid system on that one. This one was from another one in the class with a little bit of a tighter grid on that, and so you notice that it has more lines to draw to use as reference. I don't think we'll need it for this one. I think this will be sufficient for us. And so that's creating the grid for the X Plus diamond grid.